Hi everyone. My name is Molly, and this over here is Reed. Reed, look, say hi. Reed. Hi, no, stay. Reed is a seizure alert dog. He's my service dog. And I decided to start a series of videos to kind of, bye, sir. Kind of give information about service dogs and what it's like to train one, live with one, kind of just give basic information. Also maybe eventually talk about, my disability, my seizure disorder, maybe give a bit more information about that. Mainly because when I was first looking into getting a dog, I wanted to try and get as much information as possible, and there wasn't a lot out there, and it was a very stressful process. And I, kind of like looked all over the internet and all over YouTube for a lot of videos. And most of the YouTube videos, are like, kind of news snippets about service dogs. And there are, like a few YouTubers with service dogs that give more like personal stories. But I kind of wanted to add on and give, be an additional source of information for people out there. So Reed is how old are you? He's a year and 9 months. He's a Labradoodle, so he's still kind of a puppy. Actually, he's still a puppy. And I got him 10 months ago. I got him through an organization, through Paws Training Center. You don't have to go through an organization, but I'll talk more about that probably in another video. I did, because I really started from ground zero. I knew nothing about dogs. I grew up with cats, and I knew nothing about. To tell you how little I knew about dogs, one of the first week I had him, I was like rubbing his tummy, and like I saw something like weird on it, and I was like, oh no, like, is that a tick? And I texted my trainer and I sent her a picture of it. I was like, what is this? What is this? And she like sent me a text back. She was like, Molly, that's his nipple. I'm like, okay. And so I think in this video I'm going to talk about kind of just what it's like living day to day with a dog. So your dog becomes everything. He is your priority. He is everything. He's your best friend. He's everything. He's your responsibility. He goes everywhere with you. He's kind of, for me, he's my lifeline. Sorry, my screen went blank there. That's better. For me, he's my lifeline. I need him. And so it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of training all the time. And you're never done with training. He can be extremely, extremely well behaved all the time. He can know all his tasks. He can be great in public. He can do everything he needs to do for you. But you're always constantly training, because you always have to keep up at it. And you always have to prioritize the training. If you're with your friends and you give him a command and he you know, he misbehaves, he doesn't do it, you have to you have to keep going until he does it, even if that means ignoring your friends, cutting out the conversation with them. Um, you know, that's just how it is. And, you know, at first it's annoying. When I first got Reed, um, coming from the organization that he came, he had already gotten quite a bit of training. Um, but you know, he still had a lot of kinks to work through. And because I was so new at working with him, it took a lot of time, and it was annoying at first, honestly. It was hard. I didn't like feeling so cut off from everyone. I, you know, I always felt, you know, like, you know, I couldn't have conversations. I couldn't, you know, I always had to stop in the middle of sentences because, you know, Reed broke his stay, and no, I had to bring him back to what he was doing, or he started eating something he wasn't supposed to, and I had to stop it. And but things work out over time. It gets better and better and better, and the conversations that you have to break with your friends are less and less. And if you do have to do it, it's way faster because you get better at training, and your dog becomes better at understanding what he needs to do. What else? I wrote things down because my memory sucks. Yeah, so it's a big, long learning process, and it's time consuming. I got him over the summer, which was nice, because it gave me a lot of time to work with him and to, you know, do training sessions with him. I had my trainer come over 3 times a week, and she wasn't necessarily training him, she was training me on how to train him, and then I would have to continue doing training sessions with him, and, you know, every day. And initially I didn't go out in public with him until he was, you know, ready for public access and got well behaved, and I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, it's a learning process. It's time consuming. So you have to be ready for that, and you have to. If you're not ready for that, then my screen. If you don't have the time to do that, then maybe it's not the right time to have a service dog. And I was able to. I'm in college right now, so I'm pretty independent now. I go everywhere with him. I go to classes with him. Go out with him. And you have to be prepared for people to ask you questions, you know. And it's a little annoying, but honestly, it's not the worst. You know, I know some people with service dogs who it really, really bugs. Honestly, it doesn't bug me that much. I get used to just kind of, you know, people are like, oh, is that a service dog? I'm like, yeah, no, I walk off. Or, you know, you don't have to feel forced to answer questions that you're not comfortable with. I personally don't mind telling people that he's a seizure alert dog. I'm very comfortable and open about my disability. But, you know, I don't want strangers getting into my, you know, my life. I'm not gonna, you know, spend, you know, 5-10 minutes talking to a stranger about everything about him. I answer a quick question and then I keep walking. So yeah, I think that's, you know, all the quick points I'll get through right now. I'll, you know, make more in-depth videos a bit later. But yeah, that's really what you need to know. Just, you know, the time that it takes. It may be a little frustrating at times. may get on your nerves sometimes, but it's so worth it. Your dog becomes everything to you, your best friend, and it's just really, I mean, I don't regret a second having him. So yeah, I guess that's all for now.